We are currently operating under a fatal bug in the global economy's operating system. It is a collision between an $850 trillion cloud of digital derivatives and a physical reality that barely produces $110 trillion in actual goods. The 200-year-old linear system of borrowing from the future is mathematically and physically dead. We're hitting a wall, and the only true metric of value moving forward is physical survival capacity.
Wait, I have to strongly push back on that immediately. What you're framing as a fatal bug is actually the most sophisticated, resilient mechanism for managing global wealth in human history. I mean, the existing system of ownership and financial engineering, it manages risk, it creates liquidity. We aren't hitting a physical wall. We are just navigating, normal supply chain frictions.
The lies of yumbers on a digital ledger do not solve physical friction. You are defending soaring bank balances and record stock prices that have completely decoupled from physical reality. True value is strictly the physical reduction and circulation of survival costs: energy, food, housing. Look at the reality. We are standing in a universal-scale digital buffet. You and every investor are frantically trading digital tickets for 100 million premium stakes.
But those tickets represent real capital allocation.
You are ignoring the physical kitchen in the back. The gas and water to that kitchen have been cut off. The chefs are immobilized by energy shortages. There are only empty pots lining the stoves. You are holding a ticket for food that cannot physically be cooked.
Okay, but you are completely ignoring the power of monetary policy here. When the kitchen, to use your metaphor, experiences a slowdown, central banks provide the liquidity to keep the restaurant open. They aren't just printing empty pictures of steaks. They are providing the bridge loans that keep the chefs employed. They keep the lights on. That liquidity builds the confidence needed to fix the physical supply chain.
Confidence does not forge steel. You cannot print the physical energy required to grow wheat or extract oil.
But look at the market. Stock markets are at record highs. We are seeing unprecedented wealth creation. You can't claim the system is terminally ill when corporate valuations and employment metrics are constantly breaking upward barriers. That is the market rationally pricing in future growth. It's undeniable proof.
Those record stock prices are nothing but digital painkillers. They are masking a terminal illness. You are pointing to a dying patient's artificially induced fever and calling it robust health. Biology forces the issue. When a castaway takes off that headset and demands real bread, the virtual portfolio evaporates. True price discovery does not happen on Wall Street. True price discovery happens in the black market. When the system fractures, the homeless man holding one single physically real potato is the ultimate victor over the man holding 1 million digital stakes in VR.
Listen to yourself. You're reducing a massively complex, multipolar global economy to a single potato. That completely ignores geopolitics. Yes, we have physical bottlenecks right now, but things like US isolationism, tariffs, housing issues in Canada, these are normal, cyclical economic rebalancings. It's just bureaucratic friction. We legislate our way out of this with trade agreements.
It is not bureaucratic friction. It is physical resource cannibalism. Let's reframe North America. North America is currently a giant sharehouse that is rapidly running out of food. The United States is the muscle-bound brother, forcefully trying to annex the pantry using tariffs and isolationist threats, because he knows the external resources are drying up.
That's just protectionism. We've seen it in the 30s, the 70s.
And Canada is the paperwork-obsessed brother holding the key to the pantry, literally starving to death, because 7-year environmental assessments and bureaucracy are stalling the physical unlock of their own energy and resources. The existing system is just reinforcing a broken dam with cellophane tape while continuing to pour digital water into the reservoir. The structure is failing.
But the structural integrity comes from the global reserve currency. You're acting like the resource-producing nations, the global South, can just walk away. They are entirely dependent on the US dollar and Western financial systems. Think about SWIFT. Without Western capital, how do they monetize anything? They are desperately searching for new digital points to hunt. They cannot survive without our financial infrastructure.
A physical decoupling is already happening. You are describing a dynamic akin to a farmer who grows 10 tons of golden potatoes, doing business with a casino dealer. The dealer simply hands out plastic cards representing the future shine of those potatoes.
Because the dealer provides the marketplace.
The farmer is realizing that eating plastic chips will break his teeth. He is looking at his 10 tons of physical calories, looking at the dealer's plastic chips, and making the only mathematically rational choice. He decides to throw the plastic chips in the trash, boil the potato, and eat it himself. His stomach is 100% satisfied. The dealer, meanwhile, starves to death, holding 1 trillion plastic chips.
You are vastly underestimating the entrenched power of global financial hubs. New York, London, they hold all the power. They hold the infrastructure, the legal frameworks, the military backing. Without their permission and their capital, the raw muscle of supply capacity is useless. You can't just boil a potato and build an advanced medical facility.
Physical supply capacity is the only sovereign wealth, period. The existing financial capitalist is essentially a self-proclaimed billionaire diet coach, and the resource-producing nation is a pro wrestler who cooks the steak and lifts the weights.
That doesn't even make sense. Capital is what organizes.
The wrestler realizes something fundamental. He says, wait, I can just burn these digital points, kick this skinny diet coach out of the room, and eat the meat myself to stay strong. What leverage does the coach have? None. His numbers cannot generate human energy.
But I mean, you can't just wipe out centuries of credit. Credit is what allows humanity to build the future. If we just focus on raw survival resources, we destroy innovation. The system of accumulation isn't a bug. It's the whole reason you and I have microphones to speak into right now.
A billionaire standing in the middle of the desert with a $100 trillion cash card looking for a vending machine is a dead man. That card is only good for scraping his back or starting a fire. The global economy is a party on the 100th floor of the universe's tallest condo. 10 quadrillion people are fighting over the rights to one single delivery pizza using quadrillions of digital dollars.
No, but the market will adapt. The digital ledger always adapts to pricing physical reality.
The pizza guy on the first floor realizes the digital points are useless. He closes the shop and he eats the pizza himself. And because the building's energy was paid for in those same digital points, the elevator stops and the lights go out on the 100th floor. The existing operating system of accumulation is mathematically and physically dead. It will collapse under the weight of its own physical limitations. Transitioning to circular capitalism where physical supply capacity is the only metric is not a choice. It is the only rational investment for survival.